All right, looks like we are up and running. G'day, g'day. Once again, I am Rob or Blue. This is Outback Vaping. Hope you're having a bloody ripper day. Anyway, tonight's going to be a little bit of a 2-for-1. Sorry about this. Just move that just a tad. How's that? A little bit better. All right, tonight's going to be a little bit of a 2-for-1, I reckon. We've got a nice little toy just here, courtesy of, what was that? Anyway, sorry about that. Courtesy of John Dawson over at Unit Mods. I've finally got myself my first lipo, a nice little luci. If anyone's seen the other day, they would have seen my video on the unboxing. I've also been away for a few weeks, so I've actually had this thing for a couple of weeks. I used it for a few days, went away for work for a couple of weeks, come back and got straight into it again. I couldn't wait for the review for this one. And also did a review a little while back, not long ago, on the Hive 28mm. Well, I'm still absolutely loving this thing. And oh, hang on, sorry, we have poor connection. Hang on, we'll start that a little bit again. That should get better now. Sorry, swapping backwards and forwards between my Wi-Fi and that. I had to switch one off. Anyway, tonight's review is going to be on the luci mod and a quick little sticky beak and taste test. Yeah, we'll bang it on here and show you a few other little bits and pieces. So let's flip it, get down low and have a look at the luci by Unit Mods and John Dawson. And oh, there we go, fellas. I'll zoom that in just a tad. Alright, and here we have the luci from Unit Mods and John Dawson. And I tell you what, I've been using this thing for a little bit now and I've fallen in love with lipos. Just the battery life and everything else on them. I'm only running it around about 8.4 to 8.6 volts at the moment. And yeah, these things are highly customizable. So John Dawson Unit Mods is here in Australia, so this is an Australian company. Absolutely wrapped to be able to purchase my first Australian built mod. I reckon that's bloody brilliant, and bloody ripper, thumbs up to you. Well done, John Dawson. And he's got a beautiful quality product that he's put together, all the bits and pieces. And it's a nice little unit, very neatly and very well done. All right, and as I said, highly customizable. This is pretty much the stock basic version you can get. Different colors, reds, blues, greens. There's clear, whites, all different sorts of different colored panels you can get. It was a little bit of a bugger up with what I was actually after. So John Dawson, I can tell you now, customer service over at Unit Mods is second to none. He goes above and beyond, and absolutely phenomenal customer service. I've never seen anything like it. So thank you very much, John, for your customer service, and keep doing what you're doing. It's bloody greatly appreciated by all the rest of us. All right, so this is an NLPWM, so pulse width modulator. He's done all the wiring and everything for you. It is plug and play. Get your lithium battery. I tell you what, magnets on these are absolutely phenomenally strong. Panels pop off nice and easy. I'll take these apart so that you can see that the paint job, beautifully done whole way through. No splotches, no missing parts, no runs. Paint job was absolutely perfect. On the bottom you see a little bits of dirt in that. As I said, I've had it a few weeks, but there's no scratches or anything. That's just dirt. There is one scratch up here on the 510 plate, and there you go, you can just see it, but that was done by me. When I got this, it was immaculate, absolutely immaculate, not even a fingerprint. Nice heavy duty wiring on the inside. Something I am getting used to is the extra wire, having to take it in and out. You will have to be careful if you're using a lipo mod. These are not for beginners. I do tell you now, you basically want to treat these things a lot like a mech mod. Keep an eye on what you're doing, look after it, know your Ohm's law, battery safety and everything else, because these things here are a bomb in your hand. Literally. You think a normal 18650 or 21700 makes a bit of a bang? Have a look at what one of these things does if it goes off. So make sure you know what you're doing, look after yourself and do the right things. Be safe. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. As I said, these are fully customizable, different coloured face plates, buttons, the whole lot. You choose your mod. Basically, you get to build it from the ground up. He puts it all together for you. Even lets you pick the colour of the wiring if you want, and take it from there. So, as I said, these are the panels that came with it. Magnet in either corner, which lines up with magnets in each corner inside the mod. That keeps your panels on. The battery pops out like so. Disconnect as so. Bang it in your charger and charge it. So, then it's very gently, very carefully put it back in. I've still, as I said, still getting used to all of this. I'm not the keenest on it as of yet. I'm learning to be a bit more particular with it. Well, not so much particular with it, but knowing how it all sits inside the mod nice comfortably without putting too much pressure on any of my wires. So that's something I've had to get used to. As I said, this is my first lipo. But these are the custom panel, not custom panels, these are the standard panels. Some of the standard panels you can get, basic panels. But you do get custom panels, and he gets the custom panels done through a company called Lighten Up Customs. Not lightning or lighten, it's Lighten Up Customs. You will find them both Unit Mods and Lighten Up Customs, both on Facebook. Do strongly recommend getting over there and having a look. Not going to go into pricing because it's all depends on what you want. But I got myself a set of beautiful, absolutely beautiful custom panels done up for mine. So hang on, look a bit better like that. There we go. So this is what I got for my bad boy. Once again, you can make it look however you want. And you can even get full wraparound paint jobs, including the casing. Literally, the design is only as endless as your imagination and how clear a picture you can get, basically. So, yeah. All right, that's the Lucy. Thank you very much, John, over at Unit Mods. And also, Lighten Up Customs. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant job done by both of you. Thank you very much. And once again, customer service, you're never going to beat it. I can honestly tell you that now. Parts, advice, information, any help you need, and fully customizable. And he backs everything that he does. If there is ever a problem, he will endeavor to fix it, even if it wasn't something that he created. I have seen this personally, and it's absolutely unbelievable what he will do for his customer. Strongly recommend getting over to Unit Mods. All right. Now, quickly, as you've seen, as I said, I have done a review on this thing. Absolutely love this. So, look at the size difference. That's Papa and Mama there. Take the little one out for a walk. You could fit this inside that. Anyway, loved me 28mm hive that much. I had to get myself a 40mm hive to give it a go. So, if you want, you can go back, watch my other review, but basically they're exactly the same, except this one's 41mm and the other one's only 28mm. Absolutely, once again, huge. Look at this for a drip tip. My little finger fits. That's just, we'll actually say the drip tip difference, there is a huge huge difference in drip tips. Just absolutely monster drip tip on this thing. Oh, sorry about the camera, knocking that around a bit. Monstrous drip tip on this thing. Right, the package for the 28mm hive was the hive, the drip tip, and some extras in here. The hive 40mm comes with a second drip tip, the bubble glass, and once again some extras in here, post screws, O-rings, etc. Now, while we're here, only because I believe it'll go better with the yellow in the eye of the snake, I'm going to swap over to the bubble glass. We'll have a look at this other drip tip as well, because that thing is, oh my god, that thing's a monster. So this is your other drip tip, and I said my little finger could fit in the other one, my thumb fits in this one. Like, that's just, it's like a top hat. I reckon. And I'll grab that green drip tip again, and there you go. Literally fits inside it. It will swallow any other drip tip you have. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Well, we'll take that off. Now, as I said, there is a build in there, and I have already juiced it up, but I have not actually vaped on this thing yet, so once I've done all of this, we'll fill it up and I'll give it a hit. Unscrew the top. Nice big fat kidney holes either side. Once again, you could pop the top off the bottle and just pour it in. They're that big. Absolutely phenomenal machining on it. The threads, everything else feel nice and smooth. Like, yep, that's beautiful, beautiful. Alright, we'll take her apart here. We'll have to say the tolerances on the O-rings on this, they feel a lot tighter than what they do on the 28. Actually, borderline too tight on this. Ugh, as you can see, that takes a bit of oomph. So both of them are plastic, Ultim, you know, all your different sorts. So it doesn't matter which one you use, that's not glass. So, and once again, this being bubble, it is definitely going to hold just that little bit more juice on the inside. And I reckon it'll end up, it'll look alright. I'm not usually a fan of Ultim, but it'll look alright. We'll leave that on there like that. No conical shape on the inside, she just screws straight in, but that's not conical shape. No O-rings or anything up on the inside parts in here. That actually recesses a bit, so you hold a damn sight more juice than it looks at. This fills up as well, sits back in here. Monster juice capacity. Alright. Once again, pretty much the same. Very hard to see with the black on black, but the machining is like no burrs, nothing like that. Just beautiful, beautiful machining on the whole thing. Threading, absolutely love the threading on these things. Go together so nicely, so smooth. Alright, these are the coils I've put in here. That's some twisted 32 gauge dual core, wrapped in 40 gauge, all stainless steel. So, and she should come in, oh, I've forgotten the ohms already. So that's all wicked up. Now I've got a little tiny bit of extra cotton in the guts just there, and sometimes I'll do that on these bigger devices, help take up a little bit more room for any extra juice that might come through. You can see these here, the air holes on this. Hang on, give us 2 seconds. Something that we can all recognise. Claw master screwdriver. That's the head of the coil master screwdriver, and that's the airflows. Like, they are huge, absolutely huge airflows. I would have to say easily 6mm across at the widest point, and tapering down to probably about 5mm, maybe a bit less at the narrowest point on the inside there. Very, very big airflow. Same as with your airflow. Oh, she's a bit lubed up at the moment, hard to hold on to. It's one way, locks one way, unlocks the other way. But that is absolutely huge airflow. Monster airflow. So being under coil usually gives good flavour. Getting juice everywhere. It's alright, I have to grab a bit of toilet paper or paper towel, wipe it all off in a sec. So yeah, once again, pretty much exactly the same as the Hive, dual post design. Do not like that I've got to share the same clamps for my coils. Can make it a bit of a bitch to install sometimes, but hey, you get that. Prefer separate clamps for each coil. Other than that, that's probably about my own real complaint of the whole thing. It's basic, it's simple, it's big, it's beefy, and I think it deserves to go on top of something like the Lipo, or maybe even the Lasmo. That thing there seems to handle the Titan pretty good. So alright, we'll put this together. So nice and easy, bang that on, screw that down, pop the top, grab the juice. As I said, we'll just get that lid underneath the lip here, give that a little push, pop that out, and we'll fill her up. As I said, you can just pop the top and dump it in. Juice ports are that big. That's absolutely huge. I've just put in nearly half a bottle. Alright, good thing that is my favourite all day vape at the moment, which is some homemade lemon meringue pie with a bit of extra lemon. Make it a bit tangy. Alright, bang the top on. Just quickly grab a bit of paper, toilet paper. Get this juice off my fingers. So there we have it, the 41mm Hive. Bang this monster Grand Canyon of a drip tip on there. Bang it on the luci. And fire up. See how she goes. If you wanted to run this on a mech, it has got a protruding 510, but it's not protruding quite as much as some, but it is protruding and has got an insulator, so you could if you wanted to. Alright, on we go. Now 40mm gives you a little bit of overhang, but nothing that you can't live with. And a beast for a beast. I do like this. This is part of the reason why I wanted to sort of go with the reptile theme. I know it's a Hive, but it's still got that scaly feel to it. So part of the reason why I wanted it. Alright, so you go 1, 2. It tells you how much battery life's left. So I've got 70% battery life left. Go 1, 2, 3.
They'll give me my ohms. It's a 0.62. Now this is full stainless steel, so that will jump. We'll check that after I fired it a couple of times. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, lock. 1, 2, 3, 4, unlock. Hit the button once and she fires. Alright, we'll take that up, have a couple of hits, and I'll tell you what I think of the Hive and the Luci as a combo.
Alright, have a quick drink. So, as I said, no point going into depth with that thing. That's what we're really here for, this beauty. Thank you very much, John Dawson. Unit Mods, Australian company, and seriously recommend getting down under and getting one. Get down under and get dirty, because bloody hell, these things will blow your socks off. Does a total of 16.4 or 16.2, hang on, double check that. 16.8 volts, sorry, and 700 watts. Once again, I don't know too many people that will be up there around the 16.8 volts, but the battery life on this thing is phenomenal. We'll have a couple of hits and see what I think of this Hive, and on top of the Luci, if it's as good as the 28. Airflow on that is, it's airy. And she's loud. It's actually quite loud. That drip tip, I feel like I'm fucking trying to choke a donkey. We'll try this other one. That's a bit more comfortable. Shut this airflow down about half. See if that changes the noise a little. Not really. Doesn't actually do a great deal, even shutting it down by half. There's a difference, but not as big as a difference you thought you'd be. So it's sitting at what are we on now? Now we are sitting at 0.68 volts. So it has jumped a little. Oh, hang on. 0.7 volts, 0.7 ohms is about where it's sitting. And she's sitting at 10.2 volts. Take that up a little bit more, see how this thing handles it. See how I handle it. At 12 volts now. That's what I rock the Titan on top of the Leesme. With a 0.5, so no leaking. No leaking. No dry hits. Oh, and the unit mod just keeps on coming. The Hive's keeping up. We'll take that up to try 14 volts. Well, still no dry hits, but I'm getting a bit of a nick hit there, so a bit of a head spin. Ooh. I've absolutely no complaints. I will have to say the flavour is better off of the 28mm, but it is a smaller chamber. you'd need some bloody monster coils in here to compete with that. Ones I got in here are about 4.5mm in diameter. I've seen coils as big as 6 and more inside this thing. So later on I might have to try some bigger ID coils, bit of different coil placement, see if it can get as good a flavour or close to as good a flavour as off of that. But for a 40mm plus size RTA, I'd have to say flavour, it is definitely up there with the Titan. Definitely up there with the Titan. And I love that thing, absolutely thrash that. I can see this becoming part of my daily. Probably end up living on top of this thing. And yeah, probably see myself sitting around about the 12, 13, maybe more, depending on the build that goes in it. But yep, absolutely loving it. Hive, anything CCI so far that I've tried, absolutely love. Get older one if you can. As I said, don't think you can get them new anymore, so get on the hunt, grab one when you can. And once again, Lighten Up Customs and John Dawson over at Unit Mods, get hold of a luci. These things are absolutely phenomenal. Light for what you get. You'd think it'd be heavy, but it's actually, even with that there on par, that's a lighter setup than that. So it's smaller. This one's smaller, but this one's lighter. So depends on what you're going for. Big hands like mine, I don't really care. This is Rob or Blurt, Outback Vaping. Hope you had a bloody ripper day. I'll scratch your crater and I'll see you next time here on Outback Vaping.